Yeah, I keep the things moving. So, like, here's the thing. I turn on the stupid PC, and I haven't had time to actually update anything like a week and a half because of having to do stuff. And it's ridiculous. So, like, program upon program needs an update. And then, like, Mitch sends me the news, and I'm like, did I blank out half of this stuff happening over the course of the last week? Like, what?
I mean, I think you made a video and everything. So.
Probably. I don't even know. I'm like at this point where everything's almost like Doctor Strange. Everything's moving around me.
Yeah, I'm looking at the list, and like half of these you already made a solo video about.
So like,
I mean, it's the case anyway, so fuck it.
Is anybody getting Justice League on like Blu-ray or anything?
No.
Dude, I ordered my Steelbook. I am so excited for that to come in. Like, I don't know why. I really want to watch it a couple times.
It's like they'll release the only thing I want to see online anyway. So what's the point?
Oh, the deleted scenes.
Yeah, the deleted scene. There's only one.
What scene? What?
That's what they're saying. Like they're going, "Oh, Justice League has a scene that's not shown in theaters," and it's like, great. It's probably going to be like 30
for
seconds.
The Snyder cut, though.
That completely exists because
Well, no, but it's a culmination of the fans, though.
Oh, yeah.
Well, like,
but it's not a demand though. Like, let's get that clear. They're not demanding people release it.
Yeah, it's not like they're protesting like outside WB or anything. Like...
That's just a photo op.
Well, what has a likelihood of happening first? Is Rian Johnson going to admit he made a terrible movie, or the Snyder cut?
God.
Probably the Snyder cut.
Well, I was talking with one of my friends. He was like, "Why are you blindly defending The Last Jedi?" I was like, "No, I have plenty of problems with the movie. I just enjoyed a lot of elements of it." He was like, "Oh, well, never mind then."
I like how he's having to defend and explain literally everything.
Dude, he's pulling like an Ayer.
Yeah, like, he's really Ayering that movie.
It's like, come on now.
Yep. It's been a good Star Wars month, I guess. Now, is it like a month since release? Wow. Damn.
Out there, yeah.
Well, now we have Han Solo in May.
Yeah.
I can't wait for that trailer to drop.
I am so excited for that movie. You guys have no idea. I don't know why. I want that movie almost to be like the biggest train wreck so far in Star Wars, so I can literally enjoy it as much as I enjoy Origins Wolverine, but I don't know.
It can't be any worse than the prequel, surely.
No. Well. Yeah.
I mean, if it is, it's something.
Yeah, it's an achievement of cinematic disaster.
Yeah.
Yep. So, in case you guys are wondering, this is the CBC podcast. Of course, I am your host, Armin. You guys can find me at Arminis and, of course, at Comic Book Cast. I am here with Mitch.
What's up? You can find me at Mitch692.
Also, Tristan.
Apparently, I'm racist because Black Panther won't make 300 million opening weekend, but you can find me at Control Breakers.
And this week, we are actually joined by Hybrid Network's own Nick.
Hey everyone, you guys can follow me on Twitter at who's_Nick.
Aha, there we go. So you guys have heard him on here before, so yeah.
So we brought Nick on because apparently we need more people of color voices. So we've got another white Californian.
I've been asking to be on this for like years now.
I know. I'm like every time I'm like, I gotta contact people. Mitch is like, did you do this? I'm like, oh, I know. I forgot to even mention that. So this time I actually made an alarm reminder. I'm like, contact him.
It was Joe.
Yeah, it was actually.
Joe needs to defend his spot.
I think Joe's been flash frozen. No.
Because Texas, like the lower half is having that winter storm.
Mm-hmm. Wow, that's terrible. It's all that global warming, man. I'm telling you, like we all know that the Silver Surfer is coming. That's why it's happening. I've seen Rise of the Silver Surfer, so it's.
But how can it be warming if everything's freezing? That's not how it works.
Listen, science, all right? I'm pretty sure I've researched the science on the Wikipedias for a few minutes, and I know what I'm talking about. Now, Tristan, you uploaded a video to the box. I got to upload at some point. Why does Shaq want to fight Iron Man?
I don't know. It's just, I think it was Entertainment Weekly interviewed him, and they're saying, like, would you want to do, like, a Steel reboot, or would you want to be a part of the MCU? And he said that, yeah, I would want to be a part of the MCU. I want to be in the Avengers. I want to kick Robert Downey Jr.'s ass. And
so basically, he wants to do the Ultimate Showdown video.
Yeah.
Can he be that wizard, though? He was in that one movie that doesn't exist, but exists. Yeah, can he be that, though?
Didn't he like say he wants to do a sequel to that in the same
He
article
wants
too?
it just yeah, he wants to reboot a lot of things from.
He
like,
wants to make money.
Yeah, he's like, I want them sweet 2018 what is it? CG effects.
Yeah.
I'm down for that. I am sure. Why not? I mean, I'll take Shaq and whatever I can get him. Honestly, I thought he was like passed away until you put this video in the box. So
It's not. He's like, I think he's like in his mid 40s. So
what?
Yeah.
yeah.
Wow. Damn, I'm behind the times, I guess. So, well, that takes us through the intro. So let's get to the first topic at hand. Well, third or fourth time's the charm. What is it with Flashpoint finding its current directors? I can't keep up anymore.
They're playing musical chairs.
We're the same amount of Gambit.
Yeah.
That's
What?
crazy.
I don't. So here's my confusion, right? I don't understand what is so hard about finding people to direct the Flash. To me, honestly, he's probably one of the simplest DC characters to bring into a movie. Like, he's not overly complicated if you tell a basic story. I mean, the CW has done it 4 seasons in a row, so it can't be that hard. Like,
But they do the same story though.
I was
So
gonna say,
so you just repeat that with more money.
yeah.
but then you can watch the CW show.
True. I mean,
You would have thought it'd be easy, especially with the one they've gone for. Like, it's not difficult, but
yeah.
apparently it is.
Well, so like, I really like the Flash. He's in my top 10 of all time. Like, I really like that character. I mean, I read a lot of Flash, so I really like where they could take the story. But my whole thing is, do I necessarily need a Flashpoint movie first? Like, don't get me wrong, I'll probably enjoy the Flashpoint movie, but like, introducing that as the first time people see this character in live action, I think could cause for, I don't know, a bunch of confusion. And then also the history this movie's had, you're probably not seeing this movie till like, what, 2021 at least? So,
I mean, because it's like with casual moviegoers, they didn't have a chance to like really get to know Barry
yeah.
from from the Justice League movies, so you wouldn't really connect with them on a personal level if you're gonna go through a Flashpoint, unless they're gonna completely rewrite the whole thing of the story.
Like, we've gone over it before, but I think the Flashpoint's probably the good place to start with the Flash. Like,
What?
why? What? Well, no, you think like the whole thing is him going back in time to save his mum. Why wouldn't that be the first thing you do if you find out how you can run quick?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a good idea. Like, a Flashpoint movie inherently works, and I think it's a good way to introduce you to who the character is. Like, look, he loves his mom, he lost her, that's why he became a forensic scientist. You know, it's all that. I'm like, that's a cool aspect of it, but to me, I feel like it's, once again, backing up into that corner where I feel like I need another movie before they get to that, you
Yeah,
know?
because I think it's like, for me anyway, I would want to do like baby steps of him trying to go back in time, doing time travel, doing little things first before he just jumps into, oh, I'm going to save my mom, and then completely
You just
rewrite.
have him do it by mistake, not have him do it on purpose. Like, he
No, we
accidentally
can't.
goes too quick. No.
No, we can't do baby steps. They did BVS as their second movie. We gotta jump.
We had-
Do the
Plus
team up
wave-
movie.
Plus, the way Flash runs, it's not really baby steps. It's
Yeah.
Ugh.
You mean ice skating?
Yeah.
He's like a gazelle. He's all
Well,
majestic.
wasn't the Flashpoint thing only brought up by like the most recent director? Like, I don't think even Rick Famuyiwa or whatever wanted to do it.
Yeah.
What's the WB that just went, yeah, we're doing Flashpoint?
I think so, because
It's the comic on the slate, wasn't it?
yeah, wasn't the original, like, from what I understand, the original Flash script was just gonna be like the Rogues or something.
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
It was like Captain Cold and his sister or something like that, I think, but I don't.
Something like that.
I think with
But now,
WB's
now
like...
they want their cake and eat it too.
Yeah.
You can reboot and get rid of Affleck.
That's like what I'm feeling. I feel like they're being reactionary. They're like, okay, in the last 5 years, what storyline have people loved with the Flash? And everybody's like, well, they loved the Flashpoint. Like, okay, we'll do that. It's like, but, you know, it's like,
And it's not like the CW did the Flashpoint. You know, they
Like
spent
a
20
terrible
minutes.
version.
yeah.
So, you know, it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Remember when Aquaman was rumored for the CW show?
yeah,
To
They
be
were
in the-
great as well.
yeah. I mean, I want a Flashpoint movie because I really like that storyline. Like, I like how different it is to the core DC universe. But to me, I'm in the mindset of, I would love to see that alternate universe a decade down the road where I'm like, oh man, Batman is so cool, look at this trilogy. And then I see the Flashpoint version, I'm like, whoa, what is this? Suddenly,
Yeah.
like, you're bringing me into that universe, and there's no way you don't include Batman. From what we've heard, he's going to be like a second-tier character in the movie, like
Well, I
almost,
mean,
so.
We know
Yeah.
Wonder Woman's going to be in it, so
Yep.
they're obviously going to do that rap. What I find funny is they're trying to get away from being all edgy, but the first Flash movie is the edgiest story. Where it's like, look at the edgy multiverse people. It's just like, oh, okay.
It's interesting. I mean, in the next year, I would assume we're going to find out more about it. I would assume if this project stays on course. Then again, Warner Brothers changing directions, that's a sign of any, like title shifts and waves, like hitting the coast. I mean,
by the time this comes out, they would have left, so...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, speaking on the directors just for a minute, I wanted to say that if Robert Zemeckis was doing Flashpoint, that would be like the dream project, because he's like, Back to the Future and everything. It would have been perfect. But then in the article, it's like, no, they didn't want to wait on him. And it's like, why? Like, what's the rush? Like,
yeah, it's like they've come out and said that they don't want to be Disney and they can't be Disney with like the amount they put out. Yet they want to rush Flashpoint. It's like, what are you doing, Warner Brothers?
Yeah, they get the vacation guys to do Flashpoints. Like, oh.
Yeah, and the thing with me is, like, Marvel had a chance to do Ant-Man multiple times, and they were like, no, we're going to wait till we get it down. They're like, oh, we could have done Captain Marvel earlier, but we have to wait till it's the right time. It's like, just...
Yeah, I mean, that was more Pearl Metal being like, no, they don't sell.
True, yeah. But it
wasn't she going to be in Age of Ultron or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, they had the CG stuff for it, didn't they?
Yeah, and then Pearl muttered out of there, so that's pretty great. I don't know, like, Zemeckis, I think, would have been great. I really like a good amount of his movies that I've seen. Obviously, Back to the Future, the first one, is my favorite movie ever, so it's like, I wish, but on the other hand, I'm willing to give the new dudes a try, because you never know who can shock me. I mean, every choice they ever made for Captain America, at first I was like, I don't know about this, and I'm like, oh, this worked out great, so I'm willing to give them a chance with Flash since I like the character so much, so it's...
Well, people like to bring up that they helped on the Homecoming screenplay. It's like, well, so did 6,000 other people.
Yeah, they're like two out of 8 writers or something like that.
I don't even think they did. I don't even think they were part of the final draft. So,
well, the thing like people forget about Marvel Studios movies is like they pretty much tell you what they want, and if you don't want that, you're getting the boot, because that's how Disney works. So it's like you have to stick to their confines. It's like it's director driven to a degree, but they also give you like the mandates of what you have to put in there and make certain things. So it's like I wish Warner Brothers would do that to a degree with someone like Jeff Johns, but apparently Johns isn't even really going to be there anymore. So it's like, I don't know.
Yeah. It's like they've come out and said the Cyborg solo movie, if that ever happens, is going to be an origin story. and it's like, we've seen his origin twice and none of them match, so why do it a third time?
Yeah, and why do it 6 years after we've seen his origin story and it flopped hard in the other 2 movies? I don't...
I know, it's strange. They're kind of like, again, it's just back to throwing shit at the wall.
Yeah. That seems to be the model. But hey, we'll talk about Flash probably soon once we get a new pair of directors or something. I don't know. Yeah.
Next week.
Stuff. Hey, Ant-Man and the Wasp. We got a first look at them together officially in a photo, which means, from what I've heard, we're probably going to get the teaser trailer with Black Panther, which, I don't know, gets me super hyped. I really love the first movie. Like, it's one of my,
I was gonna say, it'll be in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah. So, what's your guys' take on this movie? Because to me, it's like flying under the radar, like it is with everybody else. But every time I remember it's coming, I get more and more excited. So it's, I want this movie to be really good.
Well, I want to see it because Evangeline Lilly, she's awesome.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there you go.
Yeah.
I think people are just forgetting because they have Black Panther's coming out and then Infinity War and then this because
everyone does seem to forget. It's just like, oh, it's coming out.
Yeah, because even with like the first Ant-Man movie, no one really thought that it would actually do that well or even be that good of a movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's not really any like controversy around it, like with Venom or like Dark Phoenix or anything. It's kind of just like, it's going to be good, basically. Well, people are like, no.
What I think is weird about Ant-Man and the Wasp is there's, like you said, there's no controversy. It's not just that. There's nothing. Like, there was barely any set photo leaks or anything. It's like the most under-the-radar comic book movie I've ever heard of.
Like, the only minor thing that was coming about was I think Wasp's color design for her outfit, because people wanted an actual like yellow jacket, yellow.
Well, like, people are saying it's different to the one from Ant-Man. It's not. It's exactly the same. The only reason why the one in Ant-Man looks different is because it's got 12,000 light bulbs behind it.
It's bright as hell because of that.
So, and it's like, if you actually look at the highlights on the suit, it's the exact same color. It's like, that's all it is. And I imagine if they go into the multiverse, you're probably going to get the light, so it's probably going to light up a little bit better. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish they released that video that they showed us at SDCC, like the little reel.
Paul Rudd like recapping thing.
Yeah, that was so funny. Like that was like one of the highlights of their whole panel. Like it was so great.
Isn't that when they announced Pfeiffer?
Yeah, because it's basically it's him and Michael Pena recapping the whole MCU, and they're like, "That's everything you need to know to work at Marvel," and she's like, "Oh." it's like, oh wow.
Well, I imagine they'll probably release that. It'll be on some Blu-ray.
Yeah, on the Blu-ray probably.
Probably on the. You would assume maybe the Blu-ray of Thor Ragnarok or something, because that's going to be.
I would have put it on Infinity War. Just because it's leading up to Infinity War, so that's just me.
True. Yeah. That's a
you
good
could
point.
put it on the Ant-Man.
When do you guys think that this movie's is it going to be set in between the two parts, or is it before Infinity War? That's what
I think it's in between. To be honest, I think they're gonna stop Thanos to an extent. Like maybe they'll do the whole Infinity thing where he gets trapped in amber or something like that, and then he's off the board for a little while. Then you can have Ant-Man and Wasp happen, and Captain Marvel. I've just texted before. And then
I think this movie's a prequel to Infinity War. I don't know. I just feel like it's because I feel like you would have seen Ant-Man in the Avengers Infinity War stuff, and he's completely not there. I mean, from what we understand, he wasn't even really on set up until they started shooting Avengers 4, but...
He wasn't. Like, there was, like, because they were filming, like, down the street from each other.
Yeah.
So, like, his set, like, the set photos for that movie got mixed in with the Infinity War ones. Everyone assumed he was in Infinity War, which apparently he's not. No, I think it's pretty clear he's not.
Well, you can't see him, though. He's a little ant. He was in the trailer.
Yeah, exactly.
Then where's Hawkeye, then? Because Hawkeye's not in the trailer, right?
I don't know. He's drinking somewhere.
Oh. Yeah, like, I think it's in between. I don't see having two like prequel quote movies before Infinity War.
True. I mean, maybe it's just not Infinity War because I don't know, he's on house arrest or something still. I mean, they took his suit or whatever, so he's not there. But, I mean, it's a pretty easy explanation. I think you can do it, So
they get trapped in the multiverse. Done.
Hell yeah. I'd be down for that. So. Yeah, Ant-Man and the Wasp, we're excited. Hopefully it's a really good film. Hopefully it's a surprise film like the first one where you're just not expecting much and you see it, you're like, wow, that was actually real good and simplistic.
Is it the same writers as the first one? Or did Edgar Wright write the first one?
Well, I mean, Edgar Wright is credited with the first one because he did so much work on it, but a lot of that was rewritten right before shooting.
I wonder if this is going to be like a Guardian situation where it's either turned up or turned down. Because Gunn didn't write the first Guardians, and you can tell he wrote the second one because everything's like at 11.
Yeah.
So I wonder if it's going to have a slightly different feel to it.
I know this will get me some flack from the people listening to this, but I really hope it doesn't do the Guardians 2 thing. Because
I hope it doesn't do it either. Like, it's not a Saturday morning cartoon.
Well, it's a romantic comedy, right? This new one? Or?
Yeah, it's true. Yeah. Which I'm fine with. It's Paul Rudd. Like, he is the rom-com guy.
Yep.
Yeah. Hey, I'm actually excited to see the other characters in it too. Like, isn't it like Jimmy Woo or something, and Ben Foster and all that?
Yeah, they got Jimmy Woo, they got Goliath, they got the villain's Ghost, isn't it? Or a version of. So how are they going to play with that?
Oh, I'm super excited for Ghost. So, yeah. So, I mean, we'll talk more about this movie. I assume in the next couple weeks when the teaser trailer hits. So we'll be back to that, guys. So, Peter Parker is in Venom, possibly, but not Spider-Man, allegedly. I don't even understand what's happening.
I was going to say, like, can we make 3 videos clearing this up? That it's Spider-Man. It's Spider-Man, but it's Peter Parker, but it's not Spider-Man. It's definitely...
Here's the thing. Anytime there is a quote-unquote scoop with these things, you got to be sort of... Take it with the biggest grain of salt in the world because you never know where it's coming from. Now, when people that are listened to and that have a lot of fans and stuff say these things, they go out there and they spread like wildfire where every big outlet starts reporting on them. And then it's, like the old Mary Jane confirmed thing, it's Zendaya. And then it ended up not being true. This could be the exact same thing. Now, honestly, in my heart, I need this movie to be connected to the MCU because it's Venom.
Well, why would you care about it if it's not?
Exactly.
There's no reason to care.
Dude, it's not gonna be connected. Like, we just gotta accept it. Like, it's a standalone.
It's MCU with Jason. That's what it is.
No, it's in the same reality.
Amy Pascal,
what does that mean?
what is she saying? What is happening? Like, this movie is because I legitimately people. I don't know if people know this or not. I read everything Venom that comes out. I don't know why. Half of it is trash, but I have stacks and boxes.
You were conditioned from the 90s.
Apparently, I am. Like, I love this character for some reason, even though half of it is trash. So I don't know, but I need this movie to be good, and I need Spider-Man in it. And these things get my hopes up, and I think that's what's happening with a lot of people. And even if this movie is good by some miracle and Hail Mary long shot, if Spider-Man isn't in it, it's going to get trashed. So
apparently, like, he's not even going to be in it. I think all what Snep is trying to say is that he's just going to like walk past the screen, and that's all it's going to do.
So he's dead.
Either that or he's in a newspaper clipping.
Yeah. So it's like he's not even really in it. It's stupid.
oh my god.
Oh, it's just gonna be Tom Holland. Like, he didn't know he was on set filming.
They invited him over for like freaking, I don't know, like to drink a soda or something. He walks in front of a green screen. They go, "Hey Tom." He turns around, looks confused. They're just gonna green screen him into San Francisco.
It doesn't feel like there's any room for Spider-Man in this story, though, from like what we know, and or Carnage either, for that matter. But
so let me ask you guys this:
there's like 12 symbiotes.
So
yeah,
if the symbiote is not related to Spider-Man, then what would be the point of having Peter Parker anywhere near it, even if it's a cameo? Like, what is a 16-year-old kid going to have in common? Like, what is Peter Parker waiting at a bus stop in New York, and suddenly Eddie Brock just walks by, and goes, "Oh man, I hate that Spider-Man," and then he walks off? Like, what? Like, what?
Well, here's the thing that Schnepp's trying to will into existence, right? He's saying, right, because that's all this is. He's like saying it as many times as he can so it can actually happen. Like, he's saying Infinity War, he's going to get the symbiote in that, and then it's going to jump off of him in his own movie. And then, because this obviously comes out after Infinity War. So how does the symbiote get from where Peter Parker is all the way across the country to Eddie Brock? And why would Peter Parker then be in the background? Like, nothing really adds up.
So they would listen. It didn't work in Spider-Man 3. Peter Parker needs like an entire movie with the black suit to explain how complicated and why it's evil. You can't just make it a 30-second cameo in an Infinity War and then have it on Venom. It doesn't make sense.
But it's gonna happen. If I keep saying it will happen, it will.
No,
happen.
but by Schnepp's thing, he didn't even say that Peter would bond with it. He just said like the symbiote would like stow away on something he like gets at space. I'm like, what? So it's not even like a suit.
Yeah, so like, what's
how
the
does
point?
he get the powers? Because that's the whole point of the symbiote suit, is that it bonds with the organism.
No, you don't understand. He's heard birds telling him this. Confirmed.
Birds equals Twitter. Let's be real here.
Oh my god.
But
So,
you know, like even at the first look that IGN gave of Tom Hardy, like if you, like the little notebook says like it's been made by people. Like people are making symbiotes. So why the fuck would anyone believe?
Because
it?
I think the guy from Atlanta Filming said that they filmed a scene where the symbiote crashes into whatever they're filming at.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, like
I know. He said to Christian Harloff, "It's like you just sounded like you know what you're talking about. You have
but
no
then
idea."
there's also that whole thing with the samurai in Japan flashbacks or something. So like,
oh yeah,
what?
They're going to Japan as well. What the fuck?
I think it was like
is
a
this
Vietnam flashback or something.
Yeah.
The symbiote has a Vietnam flashback of samurais.
Well, I don't know. They're doing some sort of amalgam of like they're blending some Ultimate stuff. The Ultimate Venom and then Agent Venom is there as well too. I think.
Yeah, and the thing also like Lethal Protector too.
Yeah.
So
they're doing Lethal Protect from Planet of the Symbiote.
So there's going to be 5 other symbiotes plus Carnage plus a gratuitous Gotham-style cameo plus Samurai Warriors plus Agent Venom. This sounds awesome.
I don't think Carnage is gonna. Everyone keeps saying he's the villain. I think he's gonna be like set up for a sequel or something.
Didn't they confirm Carnage a while ago?
I mean, there was auditions
that's what, like,
or whatever.
Yeah, they were saying that, but I think it's just going to be the symbiote children from the.
Because then Tom Hardy posted that picture of him, like that
Yeah.
painted thing, and it had Carnage on it, and then deleted it. So I don't know really.
Here's the thing to me. If you wanted to do a basic Venom story, why didn't you just do like anti-Venom? Always do the mirror for the first hero. Like, Iron Man did it, Black Panther's doing it. Just mirror the hero and make that the first villain because it's so simple to do. I was like, why do you need more than one symbiote for Venom to fight?
Because badass.
Oh, ooh, I'm
That's
sold.
the
I'm
issue.
sold.
Well, I still want to see
Badass
the
and you can
movie.
show more blood.
I mean, I want to see the movie just to see how it's a movie. Like,
Yeah.
what is this thing exactly? Like,
Well, I think it could be. I think there's a chance it could still be really good. Like all the cast is like really top notch, and I've heard that there's like some sort of like comedy elements in it too. Like they're actually going to be like funny, kind of like what it is in the comics. Or so.
Yeah.
wait for everyone to be like, Venom's not funny. It's like, no, Venom's got a dark sense of humor.
The only thing I know of from my guy who always just kind of drops me off some hints from Spider-Man, and I kind of trust this dude because he's been right multiple times, is he said, expect something unexpected as a Venom fan. I was like, what does that even mean? Like, what? Expect something good? Because that's the most unexpected thing I expect from Venom. I don't know. Like, it's...
Expect Topher Grace to make a cameo.
Wait, who is he? Is he Carnage?
Oh, that'd be the best thing ever.
Oh, that'd be awesome. I don't know. I mean,
like for like on the comedy part, are they gonna go for like the Venom for like Lethal Protector, where he had the elongated lower jaw and he's still talking?
Yeah.
Probably.
ooh.
There's been all the.
Just
there's been all
mumbling
those-
has subtitles.
Yeah, there's been like a bunch of videos too, like where he's like talking to himself or something, right? Like where he's like.
Yeah, and like he's trying to open the cab door or something, and like it keeps closing. Yeah. So it's gonna have that slapsticky type of vibe, right?
Mm.
Are you really gonna have subtitles on it?
I mean, why not? If the jaw's like down to his nutsack, what, like he can't really talk.
I just hope they give him a actual voice this time, not like do just Topher Grace's voice for Venom.
And
that
then-
didn't make sense.
Then press the Jurassic Park Velociraptor button. Just like, oh, that would do.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I know. Well, I guess we'll find out. We got to get something for Venom by the time Infinity War is out, from what I'm understanding, because they're going to be attaching a trailer to that. So,
Well, that would be like 5-6 months out. So
yeah.
Well, why don't they attach it to Slenderman? Doesn't that come out in May too? That's the
Oh,
Sony
you would
thing.
think, yeah.
well, people aren't going to see Slender Man. No,
Like, they
it's,
missed it by a few years.
I was gonna say,
No, that's
it's not 2012 anymore.
No, that's a popular meme though. The creepy pasta. That's the next source of
Oof.
movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, from 2012.
So in
Yeah.
like 2025, expect a Ugandan Knuckles movie or something.
Oh yes, I want to see it.
Sony right on the point with being topical. Oh,
Damn.
man. Well, I guess that ends it for Venom talk. And next, guys, Black Adam. Is he coming to Shazam? Because The Rock has
No.
been attached as Black Adam for like a decade at this point.
I mean, with Jumanji, you'd be dumb not to, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Dude, just put him in every movie. Just put the Rock
Yeah.
cameo.
Can The Rock be like the Rock of Eternity? Just like it's just his face, just that smolder on it.
Uh,
Well, they just cast the Wizard today too, huh?
Yeah, well, it's the guy from Luke Cage, isn't it?
I think so.
Well, he
I'm
was
familiar with.
I mean, here's the thing. You can do Shazam without Black Adam. But if you do that, that's like doing the Fantastic Four without ever doing a Doctor Doom, or like, doing a Captain America without ever doing Red Skull. It just kind of feels off about it, so...
Yeah, but does it have to be first?
No, but I think you can at least put the character in there or acknowledge and show him in something, but... Like, you don't have to have him fight, just kind
Well,
of...
I feel
I
like
imagine it being there in some shape or form.
yeah, I feel like when the Wizard's talking to Billy about it, there'll be some sort of like flashback where it's like I don't know.
So you mean they're going to Wonder Woman it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're going to tell you everything with a
Just
Zack
like
Snyder.
drift off into thought and like tell you the whole movie.
It's just going to be your bedtime story, Billy. How Black Adam nearly destroyed the world.
Well, I'm actually excited that they're doing Dr. Sivana first with Mark Strong because I think that's the best way to do it. But
Also gives Mark Strong a bit of closure from Green Lantern.
Yeah.
No, Green Lantern.
Well, so here's the thing, like, The Rock is clearly a big box office draw. It doesn't matter if he's in a terrible movie. It like makes money because he's in it. I mean, look at that what was that stupid movie where he like bench presses a building in San Francisco?
Oh,
Oh,
the
San
earthquake.
Francisco.
Yeah, the earthquake one.
Shoot.
I can't. San Andreas. There we go. See, like, even that crap can draw money. So it's like, if you can at least put The Rock in here and at least toss him in a commercial or toss him into a poster or something, you'll probably get some money out of it. So just put him in there. And also, at this point, Black Adam is apparently still happening as a movie. But is it really? Is it? Like,
who knows?
Come on.
Is Black Adam New Line or is it Warner Brothers?
Good new line with all the Shazam stuff.
Yeah.
So it's probably more than likely going to happen.
Because, being realistic, he's probably going to do Jumanji 2 now, and Jumanji 3, and I don't know how,
not with the end of that movie, but...
Nah. He's also
But
got
I thought
a
this
few
was
more...
2, though.
Well, oh yeah, technically, yeah. Well, they also got, like, more Fast and the Furious, and he's got his own spin-off coming from that, so that dude's busy, you know?
And he has G.I. Joe 3, too, they announced that.
The Rock is just Guillermo del Toro. That's what he is.
He takes on everything, yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
Actually, can we get a movie with Guillermo del Toro and The Rock?
No.
It will never happen.
Yeah, it's going to be at the Mountains of Madness, coming never.
He is the mountain.
He is the mountain. Oh, I would pay to see... I have good money to pay to see that.
Yeah. No, Black Adam and Shazma, though. I don't think it's going to happen, but who knows?
Shazam.
Yeah.
Whatever, that movie. I don't know.
Yeah. So,
Shazam.
what do you... So, if you're going to include, like, Black Adam or anything, I would assume you're going to have to announce his movie, or at least give us some update on it, but with this whole shakeup happening between New Line guy moving over to head Warner Brothers and this giant shakeup, I have a feeling that this movie gets delayed another couple of years, and honestly, The Rock's been working a lot more with other studios too, and he's worked with Disney now, so I can honestly just see him being like, guys, I can't wait another decade for this movie to happen. I got other roles coming my way, you know? Like,
Wasn't there a rumor that since Shazam comes out next year, they're gonna do Black Adam in 2020, so like a year apart? It'd be like a post-credits teaser, like setting up Black Adam. I don't know.
that'd be nice.
I can see it. Like,
Yeah.
why wouldn't...
Yeah.
I mean,
So,
I think with like the New Line guy being ahead of WB, you might get like a bit more of a fast track on this.
yeah.
mhm.
Uh-huh. Well,
Instead of freaking Gotham Sirens or whatever the Joker.
Oh, isn't
or
it?
Harley
I thought-
thing out.
I thought they cancelled that one.
No, dude, David Ayer is still directing it.
But why? But isn't he going to be busy with Bright too? So when the fuck is that going to come out?
It's never.
Or Brighter, I should say, not Bright.
Yeah.
It wasn't on their slate with like Batgirl for some reason and Justice League
Nope.
Dark.
Neither was Nightwing, but that guy keeps talking about it too.
That's true, he does.
yeah. Will
Wait,
it?
Justice League.
Fuck knows.
I think Justice League Dark was on the slate though, but they have
Yeah,
like
it
a
was.
no
It was
movie.
like right in the middle of everything. And it's like, why would you have that? It's like Justice League just bombed. Why would you put that there? Like, have
That's what
that in
they
the
call it,
smallest corner.
Dark Universe, right?
Oh.
Yeah. God. Yeah, so, I mean, we'll get back to talking more about the DCU. I guess that's what it's called now, sooner rather than later, because it seems like
I like
every
to
week...
call it DCFU because it's like DC Films Universe.
films, yeah.
It's a deceased. That's what it is.
Oh. Wow. Damn. So, our big and the last topic here, does Marvel owe pretty much its big success with Guardians of the Galaxy to Fox because they didn't own the X-Men and the Fantastic Four, which, by all indications, it seems like that's pretty much what happened, that they had to do these other movies because they didn't own those big ones.
Thank you, James Gunn. That's what you believe, and it's like
Yeah.
I wouldn't. That's my worry at the minute with this whole Fox Disney thing. Like, is it just going to turn into the MCU and the X-Men?
Same, that's my big...
Uh,
ugh.
No, dude, Kevin Feige knows what he's doing. He's not like Kinberg.
I mean,
Well,
but inherently, if you're in ownership of the X-Men now, right? You can do... Wolverine can have his own trilogy, and he probably will. The X-Men can have a trilogy. You're going to have X-Force. You're going to have Deadpool going. there's a lot of X-Men you could literally like mine for gold, and people will go see it because now it's in the MCU. My big worry is they suddenly look at like things they could have developed. Like let's say hypothetically they want to develop like the Annihilators or something, right? They'll just go, why? X-Men's going to make more money, and I don't want that. I can't handle that because I want more properties I'm not like expecting, and I'm worried now that they do own them. They're just going to go back to, well, make these because, well, we can now, and that would be disappointing.
Fan Four Stick too, right?
Oh yeah. Oh, I don't. As much as I want the Fantastic Four, and I really do, that's like another big worry, right? It's like it's gonna.
Well, they're gonna be the first ones they do. Let's be honest.
Yep.
Yeah, they gotta rebuild that brand and get
and rebuild Doom from the ground up.
Oh.
God.
He
was a trash bag in the last movie.
Oh, trash bag leaking coolant that's green. Terrible. Just terrible. And like, do you guys still think we got a Doom solo movie? Because I think that would work.
No.
Oh. Damn.
He could say however much he wants. Yeah, everything's fine with me, but they haven't called me yet.
Yeah.
Like,
so it's business as usual. Like, wait till they buy them out and it's suddenly cancelled. It's like Gambit. By the time the ink's dry, Gambit is going to be owned by Disney. So it's going to be like.
Wouldn't it be New Mutants too, right? Like that's. Or...
I think New Mutants might just scrape in.
So here's the
That's
interesting.
February,
It's happened before if there's a movie in production and there's like a shift in acquisition and stuff, because there's been movies that were being developed by one studio, then something happens and the studio has to be owned by someone else or someone else gets the rights. So hypothetically, let's say Gambit is halfway into shooting and the ink dries on that deal. Like, Marvel doesn't have to honor what's happened. They could literally just scrap it and we'll never see the light of day on it. So
good.
Yeah.
Well, that's if it gets a director and gets into production.
Well, that's not going to happen. Let's be realistic.
It's like the easiest movie to make and no one wants to make it.
Yeah.
No, but the budget's like insane though, no? Like 150 million or something ridiculous.
Are they going to have like CGI cards or something? 'Cause that's the only reason why you'd need that much.
Yeah, why don't you just use real cards? It's like $2.
Well, okay, so if 150 million like budget on Gambit, right? I'm assuming if it's that big, Gambit has to be flying through the multiverse on some sort of like moped that's glowing and exploding every 3 seconds.
Is he fighting
like
Galactus or something?
Yeah, right? Like, what is happening with that budget? Like, how?
What if he's having a CGI suit and that's what it is?
Oh no!
Oh.
Why?
It's for all of his French lessons that he's gonna have to learn.
Oh god.
CG the trench coat the entire time. We could just buy a trench coat. No, just CG it. God,
It's going to be that thing that goes around his head or his hair. That's going to be CG.
Oh my god.
No, you know the funniest thing I read recently is the X-Men producer. She was talking about the Disney Fox thing, like being real now, and she's like, "Yeah, we'd love to cross over with the MCU." I'm like, "Dude, they kind of own you now. Like, what are you talking about?"
Yeah, you got no choice. What are you on about?
It's like you've had the chance for the last decade, but you missed it.
It's like
Yeah.
they can just wipe you from existence if they want to.
So, the thing, like, when you look at the future of the MCU, we know that there's, whatever the plans were before this acquisition, we know there's going to be a radical shift. I mean, there was a shift when just Spider-Man, and that's a leased character. Now, the fact that they own all these characters, like, what do you guys think realistically? We know we're getting X-Men reboot, we're getting Fantastic Four, we're probably getting Wolverine, and what maybe, I don't know, like Excalibur or something catchy that we're not
There's
expecting.
no way they do Excalibur.
Dude, they'll do
There's
Alpha
zero
Flight.
chance.
There's Canadian
Alpha
appeal.
Flight's got more of a chance. Yeah.
Yeah, Alpha Flight, that'd be good. I mean, that could work.
They'll do a Dupe and Groot movie.
That's just Guardians 3, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, Silver Surfer could get his own series
Oh,
too.
please.
He'll definitely get a movie.
That's what they should do for one of the phases. Build up to like Annihilation because they have everything pretty much now for it.
Yeah.
Like that would be.
I think
Apart from they can't use Ronan anymore unless they make another Recurser or Accuser, whatever his name is.
true. I think my big disappointment now is like, you look at everything that's coming, and you kind of got this layout, and I'm like, well, I'm probably going to get Silver Surfer and everything, which means that they don't need no Fishman, so I'm probably never getting Namor, so it just means I have to...
You'll get Namor.
Oh, Namor will
100%.
happen, I think.
Yeah,
They'll
he should be.
put him in Black Panther and spin him out.
Oh,
Yeah.
I hope so.
Like, why wouldn't you? Unless they can't actually use him still.
True.
Yeah, from what I've learned, they're still trying to figure out what paperwork was signed and what wasn't on some other topics that pertain to.
Now that they own Fox, from what I understand, they own everything but the final independent. Like, you know how there's certain estates, like the Kirby estate would own some elements, and like Stanley owns certain.
Yeah.
It's one of those smaller ones that is unknown that's holding everything back, because and those dudes just need to give it up and let us get Namor, because like
Dude, we need the real Aquaman, the Namor, dude, Submariner, whatever.
yeah.
But can we go back to like the 90s and just make sure they do these deals fucking properly? Because
Yeah.
like, what a shit show they've turned out to be. Like, who owns what? Well, we don't know.
Yeah.
Well, they were going bankrupt. They had to do something.
Aw. It's a terrible, terrible time.
Well, wasn't going back to the whole future with Fox and everything? Weren't they developing 20 movies without the whole Fox thing in their mind? So,
Yeah.
like,
No.
so
So now you're
Namor's
looking
in there
at
somewhere.
Like, I think when they announce it, you could probably get an idea of what the MCU would have looked like if they owned the X-Men from the start.
Mhm.
Right.
Because like, would you have gotten like Iron Man, Captain America, and Thor to begin with?
True.
So I
Yeah.
doubt it. You probably
Yeah.
got a Wolverine.
I think you would have gotten Captain America just because of the Avengers, but
Yeah,
Thor,
yeah.
realistically, hell no. Iron Man, they would have like laughed at that, being like, "We could do Wolverine. Why would we want to do Iron Man?" You know? So it's like
It's like just throwing Hulk there. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's an interesting
Well, they can't do
time.
Hulk though.
Well, they couldn't make it. They just couldn't show it to anyone.
That's that weird thing is that they'd have to get the okay from was it Universal at this point?
Yeah. It's like, look, Universal, look at the movie we made. Like, that's great. Like, go away. We
We
don't
don't
want
it.
Well, like when you look at the future of the MCU now, let's say if they're going to be doing realistically 3 movies per year, which looks like that's going to happen. So,
It'll probably go up to 4 at the minute, I reckon.
4?
oh my god,
You'll get
God,
one every 3 months.
Dude, that's just
I'd
like
imagine.
that. That's not even remotely fair to DC. Like 4 movies
Well,
a
I mean,
year.
like, pull your finger out your ass and like stop sucking it. Like,
yeah.
do something.
So, I mean, so realistically, already at the MCU is 3 movies a year. So you push it to 4, you're probably looking at 1 X-Men movie a year. On the other rotating years, every 2.5, you're probably looking at like what, a Fantastic Four, and then 2 to 3 other MCU movies and a Deadpool in there. Like, there's a lot at their plate now. So you're guaranteed between like 2020 and 2030, you're getting probably 30 plus movies for the MCU, and that is almost at the point
mean,
where
that's-
it's insane.
It's not like it's only 10 more than what they've done now.
Yeah.
So like it's not too bad. But,
They have all the TV stuff too, right? They can develop all these different
Oh.
Yeah.
series on Disney, Moon
Plus,
Knight, maybe.
at least with like the X-Men movie, you could have the team be completely different every movie.
True.
So you could always mix it up a little bit and just go on
Well-
for fucking ever.
There's also no way that they don't greenlight an X-Men TV series at some point in the next 3 to 4 years. Like, there's got
I
to
mean,
be a
spoilers, we've already got one going.
yep. And when that's
Yeah,
canceled, which it will be, because that's gonna be part of the old thing.
No,
Yeah.
Dude, Gifted has all my. No, just
Yeah.
don't cancel it.
But the main brother and sister suck. They can't act.
Oh man.
Dude.
Yeah. They're a little ugh.
No,
Yeah,
but Polaris, she's awesome.
I mean, I've only watched 6 episodes. I'm behind.
Oh yeah, you are. Well,
Did she ever fly again, or did she just go, I can fly for no reason?
no, no
So
flight.
that's completely.
Did you make it sound like
right.
she's on angel dust?
I mean, that's kind of what she did. She just went, "Wee, I can fly." It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just really, I'm excited by the prospect of the fact when this DC and like Marvel future unfolds in the next decade, Marvel is going to be, they're going to keep all these streaming shows out. They're going to add more shows, and their streaming service is going to have exclusives on there. Like, there's a lot of stuff coming in. I know people are worried over saturation, but we're currently at like peak comic book, and no one's saying there's too much, but there's like
Dude,
like
there's no
that.
superhero fatigue, right?
No.
They keep saying that, like all the.
Like, how can you be oversaturated when there's like 100 movies a year and there's like 7 of them?
yeah.
And, like the other 95.
No, but they're
are, like,
destroying the Earth, though.
Because they're making all the money and the other ones don't.
I mean, I swear to God, every 2 months there is another movie that is a heist movie featuring 5 people you haven't seen in a decade, and it's all them trying to like bust one of those like vans that like transports money.
Like the recent one I just saw, like a trailer earlier today. It was a 50 Cent movie called Thieves Den, I think.
Oh, apparently there's another one. There you go.
What the fuck?
Yeah, he's in it. I was like, what the hell? This is like he's in the movie.
And I mean, how many times is there a romantic comedy with like Jennifer Aniston and like some guy that looks like Gerard Butler? Like there's like 3 a year. It's like the same movie.
There's at least like 14 a week.
Yeah, it's there's no saturation of this stuff, and superheroes are like the most interesting things that you can make different looking than anything else. So people aren't going to get bored of these. I mean, sure, they're going to start making a little bit less or like about the same amount of money, but it's like, hey, if Infinity War makes 1.5 billion, guess what? It's still going to be like the #1 movie of the year. So it's not losing anything.
It's like all they've got to do is be good and different, like each time, and that's it. That's all any movie's got to do.
Yeah.
I don't see why it's so hard for these people to like not realize that, but
yeah. Yep. So,
when do you guys think we'll get more of their plans though, like the MCU plans, like with this year's Comic-Con or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I doubt when D23 is when in Japan.
It's in
it's
like
next
second
month
week
in Japan, and then next year it's back here in the States.
Yeah, but when is it this year?
Next month.
So
Really?
yeah, you won't get anything from that this year.
Yeah, you're not getting nothing from the foreign one. You get nothing. I mean, you know how there's always the argument, who won San Diego Comic-Con? It's a stupid argument, right? Because it's like, oh, who's trending the most? Well, the one that goes in the morning on Saturday trends the most because they have out all day, right? Like, I think this year, if Marvel was to do anything, if Kevin Feige's just to come out there and do the thing where he points up at the freaking projector and like shows 2 logos, all he has to show is an X-Men logo and a Fantastic Four logo, and the internet is going to collectively go like mental for like an entire day. So
that he's not even going to do that. All it's going to be is the name for Avengers 4, and that's going to break everything anyway.
Yeah, he's going to say Secret Wars.
Yeah.
So Avengers 4 is titled Avengers 4. But we moved the 4 to the A.
But the
4 is a different font.
I was going to say, exactly, the 4's got to be the A. It's got to be so creative. Like, but you know what? Because what we're not understanding, this is an exclusive scoop right here, all right? The 4...
Your little birds told you something.
Oh, dude, like 3 little birds, okay? At least 1 cardinal, all right? So, like,
yes.
The 4, like, that's the A. That's an actual 4. Like the Fantastic Four with the circle. Huh? Huh?
So you're saying if you tilt your screen back and like up the saturation, you can see Fantastic Four going down?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah, it's pretty legit.
Wait, hang on. Tomorrow you might have to make a video clarifying this, though. Wait.
Oh, yeah.
No,
I didn't mean the Fantastic Four. I meant Reed Richards and Sue Storm.
No, Valeria, the Spy Kids.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I didn't even mean that. I just meant there's going to be a building that could be the Baxter Building. You know what? Never mind.
Also, any building in New York. Okay, got it.
Oh, yes. Okay, so realistically now, let me just quickly ask this question to you guys and we can get opinions. If at one point the Avengers Tower was going to be Oscorp, do you think they're going to scrap that entire idea and make it the Baxter Building now?
Yes.
I think it has to be.
Yeah.
Why would it be?
Aren't they using Osborn in the Sony verse of Silver and Black? So I think.
I mean, Sony's using everyone in those movies. So.
Yeah, they're using like the same villains that were just in like Homecoming. I'm like, what? That doesn't make.
This the dude playing Scorpion in Silver and Black.
He's like, I don't know what's going on.
Don't worry, guys. It's adjacent, okay? It's adjacent.
Like, don't worry, he's playing a different version of the Scorpion, not the one in Homecoming.
Oh, God. Why is Amy Pascal eating some of that Abbey Arad glue? Like, what are they putting in their water?
It's extra pasty.
No, it's Tom Rothman, dude. He's head of Sony.
Yeah.
Oh, I forget how.
He's gonna repaint Tom Hardy's shirt on set.
Oh, goddamn, Tom Rothman.
Gonna get a CGI his jacket on or something.
How Tom Hardy got his jacket origin film. Oh man, I'm psyched. That Origins. I'm gonna go watch that like tomorrow. I love that movie. It's so
just
bad.
watch the ladder. The ladder scene's the only reason to watch that movie.
Oh, you know what I
So
still
fun.
have though? I still have the bootleg, not finished CG version of Origins.
I wish I had that.
I will watch that occasionally, like when I'm drinking. It's so good. It is so good. You don't understand how good that movie is.
But at least the textures look better in some scenes.
Well, what's funny is you mentioned the ladder scene. Literally, in the final version, all they did was add, like, one gray pass. They didn't even add shadows, so it's like, oh, it actually might be better in the pre-CG version.
Oh, dear. How that movie ever got out, I don't know.
Yeah.
At least it wasn't as bad as Cavill's lip. No, that's something.
I can't wait to watch that in 4K.
Oh, it's going to be amazing.
It's going to be something.
Dude, Henry Cavill's gonna be like 85 when they say Man of Steel 2.
Jesus. Matthew Vaughn, like...
Oh
my God. I can't wait till Matthew Vaughn is, like, retiring. They're like, finally, I would get to do my Man of Steel 2. They're like, what? Like, that thing doesn't exist. I don't know. It's been an interesting... like, remember how previous years, if it got to January, there'd be nothing to talk about? You're like, oh, man. Now it's like every month there's too much to talk about. It's kind of getting ridiculous.
Yeah.
Well, isn't that why New Mutants moved?
Yeah.
There's just too much going on. So.
Allegedly.
No, New Mutants moved because they're apparently reshooting the whole movie or something. I don't know. But...
Aww.
I cry for that movie. I was so hyped for it.
It was, yeah.
It's like the only interesting movie they were doing.
And they tested it. They tested it like 3 or 4 times.
Apparently, that's like it didn't test how they wanted. Apparently.
So yeah, I mean, I don't know. I heard the movie was fine, but like apparently it's too dark or depressing. I don't know.
Well, I've heard they want to make it more of a horror. That's what I've heard.
From the guy I know who analyzes the feedback, to movies, which I've talked about how he looks at like, oh, they tested 100 people with this movie, and here's how the response was. He said every single report he looked at was a 50-50. Like, there was nothing that was over, like, any version of the movie they showed, it was like, these people love it, but these people are concerned, so they probably saw that, they're like, oh, like, how do you fix it? Like, which direction do you take it in? So,
turn it into a slasher flick.
At least they're not rushing it, I suppose.
True.
They've given them time, but 10 months when you've released a trailer is a fucking...
Nah, dude, this is JL all over again.
But didn't they do this with BVS, where it's like, yeah, we're doing the football scenes, but delay it for a year?
Whoa.
Yeah, dude, I was in that. They cut me out of the movie.
Where's your check?
I bet that's the one scene they put on the Blu-ray.
Yeah.
4 years in the making, the football scene changes everything.
It's just Nick on screen for 3 minutes. It's like,
Good.
I mean, I'm not saying I would complain about that, but,
I mean, it'd be funny.
Well, when we went to go shoot that scene, the posters everywhere said Superman versus Batman. That's the name of the movie. So I'm like, oh.
Why would the posters around the stadium say that?
Looks like there's like Superman versus Batman filming or something. So like,
It's in the movie. I suppose you could CGI it out.
yeah. What an interesting time to love comic book movies. And now that the whole industry's already shifted, like, with it, the tides have just completely changed to everybody wants to franchise a superhero.
And no one can do it.
No, but I think, isn't the cinematic universe model dying? Because, like, Dark Universe flopped, and then DC, and...
Yeah.
So...
There's still the Monsterverse.
No, that's
true. How is WB doing freaking giant kaiju better than a DC?
Yeah.
It's a more coherent shared universe.
Huh. Yeah, because we're still getting Godzilla versus Kong, right? That's still in the cards.
Yeah. Was it Godzilla King? Was it King of the Monsters in 2019, and then Godzilla versus Kong in 2020?
Damn. Man, I'm so hyped for that.
When's Pacific Rim gonna cross over?
Never.
Dude, I'm just waiting. Like, honestly, like that movie's gonna bomb so hard.
Oh yeah.
It looks so bad.
Yeah.
I don't know how you could be worse than the first one, but they managed it alright.
Boyega's gonna jump ship to Godzilla.
Well, like, I love when people come to my house and they're like, okay, so you have every single Pacific Rim toy on the wall. You have like 3 posters. You have autographed stuff. and then you're like the most anti-Pacific Rim Uprising person. I'm like, listen, even I can tell you when something looks god-awful, okay? Even if I'm a fanboy. And it's just like, if you lose all the charm of what made the first one look unique and semi-cool, it's like, and you're dropping it when nobody is talking about it. Like, it's coming right after Black Panther, and I haven't seen anybody talk about it. Just like...
Yeah, there's been no marketing. It's been like silence.
Is it really coming out that quick?
Yeah, it's March.
Yeah.
They don't care about that movie at all.
No.
Well, it's like they
you'll
completely
get a
like
Superman
drop.
spot, that's it.
Yeah, they like drop the aesthetic of like the first movie. It's so weird. Like such a big shift in between like the two movies.
Like, 'cause it just looks like that Power Rangers movie.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like, oh, I bet that's going to be a good movie. Well, what?
So, here, check this out. It comes out a week after Tomb Raider and on the same day as Sherlock Gnomes. I bet you Sherlock Gnomes makes more.
Actually, that's another cinematic universe you got, is the Gnome universe.
Oh,
Dude,
man.
wouldn't it be some shit if Jumanji ends up with a better total than Pacific Rim?
Oh, it will.
I mean, it will, but
It's already beating Justice League. So like,
I mean, the first one only made like 400 or something, right? I think.
Something like that, yeah.
I can't believe anybody in their right mind look at the first Pacific Rim and goes, yeah, that was a pretty big financial. We made like $20 million. We should greenlight a more expensive sequel. That's what we do.
Like yeah, I don't know. The first one was fine, but like, I don't know. It just felt like it was like a complete story. Like you didn't really need to.
Yeah.
You didn't need to do another one. I don't.
Well, it's kind of like Jumanji. It's like, well, you wrapped everything up. Like, where can you go for the next one?
True. Yep.
Well, it's like Tomb Raider, right? It's like, why are they redoing that?
Because financially successful reboot that wasn't that
Yeah,
successful.
the reboot was better.
Dude, but it looks like Assassin's Creed though. Again, it's gonna flop
Oh,
again.
that means I'm gonna love it. Oh.
I watched that movie the other day. That is horrendous.
Why can't they figure out video game movies, dude?
Well, it's really weird because was it some parts of the movie is actually canon to the video games as well?
Yeah.
Isn't the whole movie canon or something?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yeah, but
So why would you acknowledge that?
the Assassin's Creed storyline has never been good. Nobody plays it to be like, dude, this story is so
No, dude, that's a
legit.
deep story. That first one.
Deep lore.
Yeah, but why can't they figure out video game movies though? Like I don't.
So,
Yeah.
here's the big thing. Out of all the video game movies, why can't we just get Mortal Kombat? Seriously.
Because
Like,
they
who
did
wants-
that.
I say, there's like Mortal Kombat movies. Like,
And, like, it's so... The web series actually wasn't too bad, and that was produced with, like, no money. So, do that.
actually,
I think it has to do
thought-
with the fatalities, because even the outlandish fatalities on the video games are like they're in contention with like the rating boards right now because they're going further and further, trying to see
So
how
they're like
far the person-
X-rated, right?
Yeah, they're going.
So they
further.
just get Axel Braun to do it then. The Mortal Kombat.
Yeah. It would look like Mortal Kombat then.
I don't know what movie I watched the other day. It was... No, for some reason, like, I was watching Resident Evil, the last chapter, right? But...
Why?
Listen, I like pain occasionally, all right? So, like, in that movie, no joke, like, when Alice, the main character, they actually do, like, Mortal Kombat scenes. Like, there's a scene where they're, like, almost in 2D looking, like, side camera, and she punches a dude in the chest, and they zoom in, and you see, like, his heart stop, and, like, all the bones break and everything. Then it pulls back, and it's almost like, wait, what?
Why is-
Like, they were
Why is
legit
she
Mortal
doing the
Kombat
X-ray
in it.
move?
Yeah, it's kind of jarring to see it in a terrible movie like that, so...
But if you want a Mortal Kombat movie, watch Dead or Alive. You know, that was really good.
Oh,
I said
don't-
sarcastically.
Dude, that movie was so bad. Oh, I gotta watch that again.
Wait, what do you guys think about the? Aren't they working on a Sonic movie with Tim Miller or something? Or
Whoa!
Oh,
Isn't,
yeah, that
isn't
movie.
Tim Miller working on everything at the minute?
I think so.
Like, when we talked about this on Book the Ticket, it was that half
Sonic.
CG live action
Oh,
mesh.
Wait,
It's
so
just-
Sonic will be live action, like a real guy with a wig and?
Well, he's gonna be
No,
CG. There's gonna be live action character.
Oh,
actors
it's
with
like
him.
it's like Pikachu, right? The Detective Pikachu thing.
It's basically going to be Smurfs on speed. That's all it's going to be.
I'm excited to see the audition tape for live action Sonic. Tom C shows up. Oi, mates, I'm ready. Starts rolling on the floor.
Why haven't they done a Zelda movie? That would be pretty big, no?
They'd absolutely ruin it, probably.
Or, why don't they do another Super Mario like live
Oh.
action with like
I
the?
want a CG Super Mario film, honestly, like a cartoon. Oh, that'd be so fun.
I think they're doing one. No, didn't they announce?
Thought I heard something about it. I can't
But
remember.
it's the Illumination studio. They did like Despicable Me
Yeah.
and Minions, all that.
See, that could.
Yeah, I think Nintendo partnered with Sony to do a potential CG movie for Super Mario. And the thing about Legend of Zelda is because the fan base are like split down the middle on whether they should allow Link to talk or not. That's kind of the whole thing that's going on right now. Because you can't really have a silent protagonist when he has to acknowledge people talking to him.
Why would you ever think of a Zelda movie would have a silent protagonist? He's obviously going to talk. Why would you ever get mad at that?
Well, tell that to the fan base where they want him constantly silent, which is kind of weird.
Yeah, but like, fuck the fan base.
Yeah, exactly. Dude. You're making a movie. Just make some like Lord of the Rings Spawn shit. Like there you go.
I heard Spawn in that sentence, so that's going to be a great movie.
Yeah, wasn't he? Yeah, it could be like Spawn, like when he turns on the werewolf or whatever. He's like a badass or something. I don't know.
That's a completely different timeline.
I mean, aren't they all on different timelines?
Yeah, just do what is that?
most
Link
of
to the
most of
Past
them
or
are.
some shit.
Uh,
Just do that thing in the movie.
hey guys, so big update on Chris Hemsworth's career. 12 strong is another bomb in his name. So
Oh,
surprise, surprise.
No wonder he wants to do Thor 4.
Right?
and everything.
yeah, he's like my contract's up, but I'm willing to do more. He's like forever.
I will
that
scrape
cool?
the bottom of the barrel with this character, please.
I said it
Damn.
before, watch Thor be the only one they continue after Infinity War.
But he makes the most sense to continue, right? Like,
Yeah?
Yeah.
I mean, he's a god, like, why would you not?
yeah, I don't think they'll reboot Thor. I mean, they talked about like, oh, we'll do female at some. I don't think they're gonna do that.
But they
anytime
can't,
soon.
they can't do
go
that.
God Killer arc.
Yeah.
They physically can't do Jane unless you slightly change it up.
Like
you
the
haven't got
MCU
the-
does,
Or
whatever.
they like make a new character as female. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
Another
they tell you,
Thunderstrike
like, you have...
movie.
Oh, God. Why would you mention Thunderstruck?
They could just make Extreme Avengers. We'll have Nomad and his disgusting suit and Thunderstrike and...
No, we'll do Heroes Reborn in a film with Rob Liefeld
yeah,
proportions.
Oh.
And then instantly retcon it afterwards.
Yep. Well, I guess that'll wrap it up for this week's podcast. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. We got some good topics in there, probably. I'm not quite sure, but hey.
No, that doesn't wrap it up. We got to keep going.
Yeah.
Another hour.
Keep it going. So, just a quick shout out to Nick. Thanks for joining us this week, as always. We'll be back next week unless something goes horribly wrong, because at some point I have people coming into my house to fix some stuff up in the pipes, and it's going to be terrible.
You're having people like to replace some pipe.
Oh yeah, it's going to be terrible, dude. I have to go get a colonoscopy. It's terrible.
Hopefully you don't have to clean up after.
And with that, this video is demonetized.
What's new?